Flagship Minerals is focused on becoming a low-cost producer of gold and copper through large-scale oxide projects in Chile, a country rich in mining history and infrastructure. With projects located in areas close to major mines and surrounded by industry giants like Barrick, Newmont, and Kinross, the company is developing its Pantanillo gold and Rosario copper projects to tap into strong global demand. Ahead of appearing at Sydney Mining Club, I'm joined by Chairman and Managing Director Paul Locke to hear more. Paul, welcome to the Stock Network.
Good to be here.
Flagship Minerals' Pantanillo gold project sits right in Chile's Maricunga gold belt, home to more than 65 million ounces of gold. Can you outline what you think makes Pantanillo so exciting and how you're planning to grow the 1 million ounce gold resource that you've already defined?
For sure, Lel. We are really excited. So you mentioned 65 million ounces. That's within a 35 kilometer radius of our Pantanillo project. But the Maricunga gold belt itself is home to more than 100 million ounces of gold in resource. So it is a really rich belt and there's a lot of activity in it. So what excites us when we look at a project is one, is the project in a good neighborhood? And we have Barrick, Newmont, Kinross, we've got Anglo, we've got Goldfields, Rio 2, Hochschild, all around us. So it's a really good belt from that perspective. And then what we then look at is, are there projects happening? Have projects just been permitted? Are there projects in construction? And Rio 2, a Canadian company with a market cap of 650 mil, they were just permitted. They're in construction and fully funded. And they'll be producing about 92,000 ounces a year for 10 years to start with on an AISC of 1237. So it's low cost, just permitted and in construction and fundable. And then that tells us, providing we've got the right project, that we can achieve the same. So Rio 2 is in the same geography, geology, and permitting regime. On our project, we have 1 million ounces of measured and indicated. 80% of that's measured. It's 0.69 grams a tonne, which might seem low, but actually it's one of the higher grades in the belt, and this is a heap leachable belt. So that means that it's all at surface and very cheap to process. On growth of the project, so it's 1 million ounces now, but that pit shell, what's pit shell constrained, was cut on a cut-off grade of 0.3 grams a tonne and a gold price of 1,035. So our neighbours are as low as 0.15 grams a tonne. And if we use today's economics, we'll see that what's in the current pit shell come into resource and potential immediately around the pit shell, which has been drilled. So we see a significant upgrade in contained ounces just in and around our pit shell when we convert to JORC later this year. And then we've got a long strike growth option and then a deeper sulfides option. So we see this being a very substantial gold project.
Excellent. Now, your Rosario project is a high-grade copper and silver project near the El Salvador mine. Can you outline why oxide copper is valuable right now and also what this means for the future of Flagship's plans?
For sure, Lel. So once again, Rosario is oxide. So we've been focusing on oxides because oxides have low capex and low operating costs. And to process metals, gold and copper from oxides is very simple. So what we're looking for is bulk, scalable projects which are simple to run and which have low cost. So that's oxides. And that's why we're looking at Rosario. Rosario sits in a belt 10 kilometers north of El Salvador. El Salvador is actually a combination of projects, but it's mainly a large porphyry owned by Codelco. Codelco is investing 1.4 billion in expanding that mine. So that sends a good signal that we're in the right neighborhood. Escondida is to the north of us, about 150 kilometers. And there are other oxide projects, for instance, the Mantos Blancos project near Antofagasta, which is a huge oxide project that's been running for many, many years. So we are pre-drill. We'll be doing some trenching at Rosario, and the idea is to set the project up for drilling. And we're hoping to replicate some of the larger copper oxide projects in Chile.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for the update from Flagship Minerals, and I look forward to hearing more at Sydney Mining Club.
Thanks, Lel. I look forward to seeing you there.